Now I'm going to hit some final eugenics news here that is so important for everyone out there to understand. But I wanted to put on screen one version of my film, The Obama Deception, that's free on YouTube. You can buy the high-quality DVD at Infowars.com and have it in the highest quality with the extras and support us. We appreciate that. But we want to get this out of the public. And we are having listeners today try to... I mean, BP is not even in the top 10 on Google and Yahoo trends. Millions of people every day go to the front pages of these sites. They look at what the top stories are. You're able to drive it to the top. If you put the term, the Obama deception, just go into Google and type the Obama deception in, hit enter, it'll bring up the results, back out again, put your cursor on it, click it so it's a new search, and just keep re-entering it at least 15 times. It'll take you a couple minutes. You don't have to type it in each time. After you type it in, you hit search, then you put your cursor in there, click it so it thinks it's a new search, or change one letter, erase the N, put an N back on it. But it's easier just to, that guy, show them. I mean, most listeners know this, but if you go to YouTube or Google, and look at the comments there. It says, search the Obama deception on Yahoo or Google now. Info Warriors Unite. So our great listeners are in there on that particular video. That's just the individual video with the most views, 6.5 million. It's well over 25 million altogether. And they're in there promoting search the Obama deception on YouTube and Google and Yahoo. And so all you do is you go to Google and you type the Obama deception in the search box. You hit enter. And then after it loads, you just put your cursor in the middle of the Obama deception text and click it so that it knows it's a new search, and then it still says the Obama deception, re-enter it. You can do that hundreds of times. It'll guaranteed go to the top. Now listen, many times I have had my videos already #1 on the web and be the top searched, and it gets millions of new people to see them. We're just artificially doing this here today, so there's not Lindsay Lohan and Mel Gibson. I mean, the BP oil spill isn't even in the top 10. That should be #1. This is culture jamming, and you can also do it on Twitter and Facebook, and people are doing it, and I want to commend you. Sunday, 4 to 6, I'll be able to come back and report to you with screenshots of how well we did. We're going back to Bob here in just a moment. His website, of course, is theinternationalforecaster.com. We'll give you a toll-free number where you can get a free trial subscription before he leaves us, so make sure you have that number, Bob. Always springing on him in the last minute. But I want to tell you about a few of the sponsors here. One of them is Pure Water Freedom. Your municipal water supplies have poison dumped in them, fluoride, mercury, lead. Go research it for yourself. And I want to tell you about purewaterfreedom.com. That's one word, purewaterfreedom.com. If you want to affordably remove fluoride from your tap water, your shower, your bath, they've got whole house. They've got basic water filters. They've got a giant line of high quality, made in America, made in the United States. Purewaterfreedom.com, ladies and gentlemen. Purewaterfreedom.com. Protect yourself and your family. And lastly, efoodsdirect.com. You'll never stand on the bread line if you have your own bread. All produced right here in America, freshly every month. A bunch of different great food lines, gourmet dishes, basic dishes, raw. I mean, they've got it all. Special diets, efoodsdirect.com. With all this craziness, you need to be self-sufficient if society goes into a depression. And unfortunately, we're in one, and it's only going to get worse because the globalists are running things. We've tried to stop it. Efoodsdirect.com, the letter E, foodsdirect.com, or give them a call. Get a free brochure or information. 800-409-5633, 800-409-5633, efoodsdirect.com. Okay, going back to Bob. Bob, I want to jam a few calls in while you're here because you can speak on any issue. You've been fighting the globalists for close to 50 years, an icon in the movement for liberty. But before we go to the calls, any other points you haven't added today that you think are important?
No, I think we've covered some of the highlights, things that are in the news, things that are coming. No, we got it good. Let's bring on the callers. They're our bread and butter.
All right, Kyle in Missouri, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Good, sir.
I was just listening to your show this afternoon, and I noticed that you're asking everybody to do some searches on search engines and Facebook, Twitter, stuff like that. For those people who sit down at the computer 5 or 6 times a day just to check their stuff and then they get up and leave, they're probably not going to think about doing the search for you. There are, however, really, really simple to use add-ons for just about any browser out there that can automatically do searches for them or refresh current searches that they have.
Yeah, like Google will ask you, hey, do you want us to give you updates on this term?
Yeah, that and like extensions, like just for example, Google has one, and I use it for this exact purpose, called, Reload Every. No, that's Firefox. Firefox has one called Reload Every, and it can set up a refresh for you randomly or every 1 second or 10 seconds or 10 minutes or however often you want it to search for you.
And I've read about this, that the mainstream media has these to push Lindsay Lohan and stuff. The media is already doing this themselves.
Correct. So this is a tool that info warriors and patriots who just leave their computers on, that they can install on their browsers that will help. Do me a favor,
send me a list of those, and I'm going to send it to Watson and ask him to do a blurb, or I'll have Matt Ryan do it. Aaron's busy with filmmaking with me today. But we need to get that done and have an article about this and have the add-ons there so people know what's going on. Bob, what's your take on this?
I think it's a great idea. And as you say, others are doing it, so why shouldn't we do it? So let's do it. And let's put that particular DVD right in the front of people so they can see what's really going on.
The Obama deception. Kyle, God bless you. Tom in Texas, you're on the air.
Hi, Bob and Alex.
Hello.
Hey, listen, real quick, Bob, do you see in the next 6 to 9 months a breakdown, a bankrupting of the local municipalities where the police departments and stuff can't run?
That was a question I meant to ask Bob. Stay there because I want to throw that out. I mean, it's already happening in Ohio and Michigan and Florida and California where they say we're not going to pave the streets in L.A., the sidewalks. We're going to lay off a bunch of cops. They won't respond to burglary and robbery. I mean, this is really happening. So I don't see it happening. It's already happening. And Gerald Salente's prediction of total collapse by December, unfortunately, looks like it may happen. Bob Chapman.
Possible. I don't think it's probable. And one of the reasons why is people are going to have to be pushed to the very edge because people are not lawbreakers in America. Yes, we have criminals, but every society has criminals.
But it's almost like these police chiefs saying we're not going to stop crime. They're trying to encourage a collapse.
No, I just think they want to keep their jobs, and they want to do a good job, generally speaking. And it's great disappointment, and I can understand that. And I think they should think in terms of, well, it's not going to be forever either. I mean, if the state or the city or the county can raise enough money, they can hire policemen back again.
Well, then, Bob, give us your timeline. I mean, how bad's this depression going to get? We are in a depression. Do you agree?
Yes, and we started a year ago, February. I think that the Fed is going to go to creating money and credit. How long will that last? Probably 2 years. What will that do? It'll lift the economy exactly as you saw in the last 5 quarters, where we gained about 3.5% plus on GDP because $2.5 trillion was injected.
Well, we know that's Cook numbers. They claim unemployment's 9.4, and all the experts say it's over 22.
Well, that's true. The only thing is they're going to try to skate this thing through until after the next election. Not this one, but the following one. And that's what I think they're going to do it. And that'll be accompanied by higher inflation, and it'll probably knock unemployment back a point or two from 22.2 to perhaps 20.2, but it's not going to be substantial. And that's what they'll get out of it. We should get 14% inflation easy. It might be much higher than that.
So you're saying inflation.
I don't know.
Tom, anything else?
Yes, Alex. I just wanted to let you know, here in San Antonio yesterday, we had a much older plainclothes police officer from the city of San Antonio in here with 2 Kosovo nationals. And one of our employees asked him, said, "Hey, where are you guys from?" And they said, "We're from Kosovo." And of course that alarmed me. And I, look at there's Police International. You take a look at that company, and this guy looked like a stormtrooper. They were in a plainclothes car. He let her out of the back door, and it was very suspicious. I mean, so what do we have? City, of San Antonio police doing, running around with Kosovo nationals in police cars?
Well, I mean, they're training with foreign troops everywhere. We've shot the video. We have the military admitting it. I mean, they admit they want to use foreign assets domestically. Thank you, Tom. Joe from Chicago, you're on the air with Bob Chapman. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm really shocked at Bob's prognostication. I read that the Europeans were predicting that the euro would be up to $1.50 by December. Basis that China was striving for a basket of currencies, and number two, China is very enraged about these English American rating agencies and wanted to form their own. What's your opinion, Bob?
Yeah, how does that tie into the AAA rating being lost for Europe and the U.S.?
Well, China is doing what's proper. They're right in their assessment. And you talk about another currency, it's the SDR. The Chinese have been given the IMF dollars and getting SDRs in return. So they're behind that movement. They're not against it. And if you look at today's figures that just came out, you'll see that during the month